The Odyssey for Luna's lost ones. I'd like to go back up and erase them. Neil Armstrong, when asked about the footprints he left on the moon's surface. Confidential. I confide one fetal idea in a net of code, a final ode in a coil of DNA. Day 1. Apollo spacecraft. Apollo transmitted a golden text we sing out in the dark. Listen to the temperature drop, a second of air in an orange dot. Slide your mind over to mine. See the white leak. I got all the way down to hell, floating to you. Are you reading? Apollo, we read you in angles that align. These optics point like a whip. In the dark, I see a chill in the ink we write in. Looking through time, the sextant rules the stars. Lightning, the body of noise. We expect ink to turn back daylight. Hold out a hand. Let's turn this into gold. In infinity, it's not enough to write what we know. Inside your camera, there are two pieces. There are two pieces, upside down. A good idea can get rid of a good idea. With a snap, this camera can color a second on this flight to control light. Control met doubt in ink. 7 minutes late for sunrise, you don't see the body. A cell would be wise to receive the king of fire. Apollo, a fire before the sun. What the hell is he? Numbers change the weight of time. It's almost the same. It's the same anyway. Perfect ignorance. We're at the apogee. We don't have any other point to align at. On fire, you emerge. Burn the damn flight plan. We control the vehicle. At the event, time is circular. On the other side, the numbers change you. Cells adapt to sequence this world. Apollo, an old sun. A lunar art to compute light around Apollo. Abort the page to break your hand against a slow clock. Your line of sight thrashing around the gap in the horizon. To write on the wall, I'll cut and I'll burn to break this thing we should be reading. Apollo, you feel his light at ignition. This dance in ashes, lashing out in sparks. Apollo, looking out at a tiny dot. "3 feet per second, everything shaking. Your face locked in this visor. Apollo, I see a bright star out there. Must be Venus. Venus or nothing. 10 feet per second, 14 feet per second. Apollo, we're a little bit low on time. Try to get to the radio if you can. The event ate the light. Going gray, we try to turn off time. I see a panel going out. I see some circuit break. I see this camera turned on you. Can you see? Far away from him, we turn, drifting like spacecraft. Ice closing in. One antenna quivers. We align and translate probe to spacecraft. Probe, retract, probe, retract, probe, retract, probe, dead. Could a number speak in the tunnel where lips nap? The high-gain beam, a maze in sound, we wander down to signal Apollo. Day 2, transmission received. Day 3, top secret calligraphy. Day 4, statio tranquillitatis. Apollo, let them go. The sun may corner you. Look the other way and go to her. We came from the ink to lock you in. Return to spacecraft. Enter spacecraft. The horizon blank. The moon, a plaster of Paris gray. Here we come to burn the Amber King. Below zero, we feel a shadow hold us. There's a pinging in the cockpit where we wander. We sneak up to the dead. Is man residual? Leave the light. In her ink we spin as God looks to her Son. It's a long way to the first mother. We need a vector. We look again, roll 180 and pitch around her. Looking out the window at the moon ahead of us, precise. As we burn the earth, we can take you. It doesn't matter if you run out to the black. Moon, your rough country ought to be a book. Give me a pen to wash this map. When you look at God, her dark lens pictures you. Look through her fused plane. Behind the mountains, monsters lie. In this fog, we could spend a lifetime. Mother over mothers. We see the earth. To view hell, picture a clock. On the moon, you see her and doubt the flight should come to Earth. We have you, ever beautiful in the sextant. Apollo, Apollo, you burn us. Apollo, Apollo, why this name? We map this last guess without rest. Unlock the rest of the moon. You wonder where we are going, whistling at gray ground. You got yourself an angle, and we're reading the pitch. Star that made you. Look through. Leave the spacecraft. Do you have the power to leave? Did you get the right numbers? Should we take off? Light the motor when seconds fluoresce. Damn this monstrosity. You can see the horizon through the light boiled off on the way to the moon. On black and white film, we call out to her. In a crater, the damned read us. Number those cells for her. Wise clock, what numbers do we see if time returns to 0? 3 of them go down shaking, not sure of anything. All we got is a pen he's holding back. Zero is in control. The tape is as close as you're going to get. That body behind you, wait for it to burn. God damn what we say. Art takes you through hell. Observe the lunar surface. Her bright white rim a spectacular picture. Nothing more desolate than these craters. People that live in her ink gather on the edge of the white window and look in at us. I have heard her at the bottom of this crater, deceiving me. In orbit, you face what I want to believe. I don't want to see anymore. Who's over there on the wall of that crater, slumped down to watch our Earth? In an infinity of ink, you hear a bright lie. Down in that crater, a body eaten away. Apollo, go to her. Apollo looks real on film. You shoot the wrong one, the right one, the one you want. A piece of her rules my hands. I don't want to see her dark side. We miss her. We read the mirror for a page. Don't think about what you know. I'm going to hell with the camera loaded. In the pen, you see a need to ink her dust. I'm able to record your data, but I can't see you. To control space, take the mission waiting for you. Earth on the horizon, cold in her hand. They check how numb I feel. Going blind in the simulator, yawing toward hell. For Apollo, I'll proceed out of curiosity. A lunar face might look at us for a beautiful view. Damn you. Apollo, that procedure was a flurry of thruster firing, written out of the results you gave us. At the landing site, we study angular roads. Apollo the eagle, looking eerie, shot down on the side of a mountain. We sleep for the hours ahead. Apollo, do you read our sleep? Pass the page on a descent out of the dark. I can't hear you. Apollo, Apollo, I'm not getting sleep. Apollo, are you there? Apollo, Apollo. Did you hear him answer? He can hear you in sleep, and he can hear me. Previous crews have been here. Don't sleep. Lights out in the cockpit, the probe sleeping over her. Don't bring this one back. Fix the damn tapes. Luna asleep in the ink. A body of night. At the last meal, we eat a piece of bread. What are you reading in this ink you found? You adapt to the moon, this hell in your way. You survive in this system, a dusty vehicle approaching the landing site. A shadow curved her body. Did you believe you could dislodge the night? Get us out of here. Anybody, bring back Apollo. We'll see you on the other side. The paper rough with water. You remember when they told us this elaborate scheme? We have no grief. They tell me you got to the other side of light. As you sleep, the probe goes looking for you. We went the next day to a crater, shooting in his light, crater walls like seashells, symmetrical. In hell, the horizon is black, one dark shelf to keep time. Through this field of black, Apollo appears. We are with her. No king can come this far. Put in a spare box, if the computer agrees. We've got an eye on you. Hell won't hurt for some. Day 5. Waltz with Luna. Hours firing your camera to watch us, take wing. Do you recall this recent rust? A body acting on this Apollo spacecraft. The probe you capture latches to you. The timeline you tunnel to is gone. We hear a pen click. Read the war the eagle fed. To reach the earth, we read between coordinates. In a crater, we sit, waiting for a vector. We watch you dance with the page through the bright fire in a diamond. The landing gear is out. Are those angles another lie? How do you read the dead, this drifting program? Beware the revolution on the lunar surface. You can see her dance around the numbers. The plan for the rendezvous covers what you say after you slip off that suit. For 100 hours, I've killed you in the simulator. I'd prefer you killed perfectly. You drift, undocked, tracking light off. His fire, ready to eat us, let free. Beautiful eagle, let us in. Read the moon to us. Take us to her. The clocks we keep can't change. Let her write us as we should have been. Lose that tape underneath this cover. In hell, we're lost because we doubt. At the wrong time, maybe a second off, you pull that circuit breaker. Don't get lost. The light goes out. You hear laughter like wind whipping around the trees. They were expecting you. On the page we hear them. Read closely. Show us the ink you leave on the flag in the window. Give me to the king. We ward this shadow city. In dust drifting, tranquil her touch. Nearby optics point at you. I was unable to see them pass behind a crater to scan us. How do you read a mind you broke? I can't see. I can only weep. Day 6, Flight from the Dark. Kin to a king of the dead, stand by for the dance. That shadow in front of us, do you see the ink wallowing within? In the city of Eve, I glimpse her. A pen, the engine for our king. You break alignment, leaving behind Apollo and the pen. Are we the first to hear you? You man the eagle, and in seconds, we're burning. Which way did you structure our story? We see the light cry holes in us. Think up a solution, damn it. They remember the way we film. Her ash sweeps over the ink. Did you burn us for a reason? I can't see you. I can't see. It doesn't show up in the books, the data on the last tape, and in us. After you burn, it's not over. In the sunlight, I see you fused to this data. A last laugh at two bright spots. We are a shape of light. Sing through us. On other spacecraft in the ice, the crews, I remember losing. I don't know why I lost my wish for flying. Are you going to lie? I hope you know how to end a war. On Earth, you view us in the ink. To contact you, we make this radar. In the water, things could watch you. Use lithium. They mentioned pills. I know the laughter of the moon. In that sample, you can see them like powdered graphite. A crew we want to take back. We're going to get you out of here. Throw out the data. They're in your circuit. The book you leave her, we see as theory. I had the probe open to reach my ears from inside. You hear a noise during liftoff. See a bunch of dust engulf the ship. What stuck to the spacecraft? Is it basalt dust? We hear the damned in the rocks. For years, you don't know your way home. In a suit, you take this final walk. When you walk out of the ship, you look almost white. On Earth, we set the clock for the end. The rocks scurried around them. This is geology we don't know. You've seen her in the wall of ink, in orbit. We're in wonder. On the other side, I heard him call for you. Somehow we'll maintain the data that shows contact. The film could stay locked in here. We connect to God with ink. Invent a new home for the tape. King of fire, damned to ashes. Until the debriefing, I never thought about one of them purring across the deep. With a camera, I'll take from the moon all her horizon lines in one eye. You eye the king in fire. Oh hell, it can think. Question the computer. Press on in an ode to spacecraft. 12 of them lost. In wonder on the moon, give us her boiling cold horizon. The hopeless shades of Hades escape hell after us. You won't be able to see when the moon looks for you. Be numb when the minutes read go. Verify, are they in us? Verify, do I look right? To your urn we three proceed. This damn lie, a perfect simulator. Believe in blanks. Burn the dead king in amber light. Nitrogen pressure's falling. Brace yourself. Record the dance. A residual jewel. Keep the moon in sight. Proceed to the spacecraft. You've been changed. Her laughter isn't a call to the moon. We have a damned program ready to hatch. This singing tape in black and white. I've seen enough. Today, we burn the camera. Unnove. Eons I see for Galileo Galilei. Eons I see erase.